We're alive. I still feel horrible right now, though. I don't know what it is, but since this morning, I've got some kind of weird mental headache. Like, I don't know. I thought maybe I might have something to do with the coding, but maybe it's like the grapes I was having or something. I don't know. Uh, but either way, I did a lot of coding this morning and then today. Got a lot of work done, and the UI is actually coming along really nicely. It looks pretty good. So I don't know. I think I might have to actually update the Steam store page with some of the new graphics and stuff. you know, just so that the game's coming along nicely. Because I added a tooltip, I added a UI, and I started implementing the leveling system, but it's still bugged. That's why I spent a lot of my time on, which started making me get a headache for some reason. Oh no. So I just feel like complete dog turd. So I just gotta tweet that I went live or something. Just gotta figure out. I don't know what do I write here. I guess I don't write anything actually. We do have to add tags maybe. Okay, we'll insert the tags in here. In the meantime, I gotta write that I'm going live. Let's see. So I know crypto's still under a lot of pressure. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies still under dumping pressure. But RSI tanking. Bottom coming soon. Okay, I go live. Yeah. So, great. I forgot that has to be. So one of the copy link addresses. So one of the issues that I'm getting kind of annoyed at was I actually took a look at Mike Cernovich's timeline, and I see other people thanking him for helping make their career what it is or whatever. And it's always just women for the most part, or effeminate men, and it always just annoys me. It just goes to show why everything's going to shit. It's like nobody's willing to do the right thing or say the right thing, and then we get like stupid F words like Glenn Youngkin, who's just a total rhino. He like completely reversed all his positions now that he got elected governor. It's so funny how that really works. But well, what are you gonna do, right? Okay, so this is interesting. According to two, but I'm actually ranking for a lot of interesting keywords. So okay, works for me. It says I'm actually number 3. So Google definitely gives you a big jump temporarily when you're going live, which is perfect. So hopefully, I'm hoping that this will actually be a game changer. I can't afford to spend all that money on Google Ads, especially since most of it should be going to promoting the music, especially the second music piece coming out. All right, so I think I'm just gonna do a kind of quick run by because right now my head is hurting so much. I tried putting an ice pack on my head too, like that helped a little bit, but I'm still feeling like lightheaded. So, all right, but yeah, I mean, I got the getting strong with the coding, so well, I'm just gonna try to take the rest of today off. I don't know if I'll be able to do any. I mean, hopefully I'll be able to do some coding tomorrow, and then Saturday I might take another day off. That way I can administer trademark stuff, and then also work on the reference art for the next graphic that I want my graphic artist to work on, because it takes him a long time, because he's got like anywhere from 8 to 12 people also commissioning artwork from him, so it's going to take like forever. So the sooner I get it in my order, the better. Alright, so I know that crypto's under a lot of pressure, and then the markets are kind of like up and down today too, so let's take a look. Alright, shit, I really hope it's not the grapes that I had that are a problem. No, I had grapes the past couple days, and like, I don't know, I didn't have a problem then. Bitcoin searches for this week have dropped to 19, so that's not a surprise. I actually watched Cryptos R Us's video from this morning, and he said that in 2017 it was the exact same thing, and I remember that we had like a pretty big dip in middle of November, which is right around now, and then it just started skyrocketing. So Cryptos R Us's prediction, if you could call it that, is that this is the 2017 bull market run. I initially thought that too, but I was kind of agreeing with Plan B that this is going to last into next year. So obviously we have contradictory points of view. So again, it'd be interesting to see how Plan B eventually, updates this. And it looks like he did actually update some stuff, but not really much. He is sailing around the world. Great. What did you do today? Oh, just connected the Volcano Bitcoin line to the Blockstream satellite network. I don't know who this is. CSO, Chief Something Officer of Blockstream. He's obviously pretty important. Buy Bitcoin, not much. Now I got this idea from Willy Woo, right? The search term inflation, and I'm putting this up to 2004. So for the month of November, it's like higher than it's ever been. So this might actually be an interesting indicator because hyperinflation is also starting to go up too. So what's basically happening is now that the globalists can't keep bullshitting to everyone that inflation and hyperinflation is not a thing, now they're trying to, steer things away. And they're going to do another lockdown probably, try to fuck up the economy, fuck up conservatives, which, quite frankly, at this point, I didn't finish my thought with the Mike Cernovich thing, but like it's just this whole political ecosystem. It's just like there's just hard like I think like less than 5% of the American population really is actually Christian. The rest is just like fucking grifters and like fucking whatevers. Like they just don't believe in God, and that's why we have the problems that we have. All right, because I was watching JLP today, and there was a story about how some mother was filing a lawsuit against a school that secretly transitioned their child without their permission. But JLP did bring up a good point. It's like, well, you knew these schools were evil, but you sent them there anyway. So whose fault is that? All right? Not to diminish what the school did, but the bigger fault is the parents, and specifically the mother. I would actually blame both the mother and the father. Because both agreed to send their kid there, and two, the mother wasn't staying home to take care of the effing kids. And then we have the problem that we have now. And then it gets compounded even more now that they're going to pass the draft to draft women 18 and older, which is just going to make things even worse now, because now everyone's going to be sleeping with each other in the military. Throwing a bunch of other things I can't say because it's going to be banned. And then you just have people like Mike Cernovich and Jack Posobiec and whatever. It's just like promoting all these fucking women or all these, grifting, won't criticize the tribe shit, fucking, social media influencers. And I'm just so fucking sick and tired of it, man. Just so sick and tired of it. And then they also just go play, well, we gotta fight the culture war. I don't see these stupid F-words promoting my fucking music or, I guess they kind of promote Bryson Gray's stuff. A little bit, but only because he's black, and they need to pretend that they're not racist, right? But little old me, nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit, and it just like fucking pisses me off. So I'm definitely gonna want to write this storyline into the game somehow, but I'll just have to figure out how. I'm sure I'll think of something though, especially once this stupid headache. It's starting to feel a little better now that I'm doing this stream. Alright, let me make sure we get the right numbers here. Okay, so now we got... Alright, so the markets were basically flat, maybe up a little bit. Macy's is 20% up for whatever reason, don't really care. Crude oil, alright. Alright, we'll take a look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin and crypto are under a severe amount of pressure. We're talking breaking down the third blue line. That RSI is tanking, so we're definitely going to get... Like, if we want Bitcoin to hit 98 grand by the end of November, this is how you're going to do it. It does suck, but, I kind of just accepted it, right? You got to endure the pain, right? And count it all joy. as JLP in the Bible would say. So that's true, right? When you exercise, does it feel good or does it hurt? Right? Well, it's obviously going to hurt a little bit, so that's why you're getting stronger, right? Same thing with coding. Now that, I've gotten much better at coding, I can see that, God's making me stronger with the coding and like, getting over the emotional stress and all that stuff. Right now, it's just physical, mental stress. I don't even feel any emotional, whatever. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. In fact, I actually enjoy coding, surprisingly enough. Like, I mean, I wouldn't do it all day, all night, right? Especially if I start getting a headache, because it is a mentally intensive kind of thing, because you're constantly using logic, right, to try to figure out problems and create problems and solutions. But, yeah, I'm definitely glad I'm going through this. And then it's the same thing with the trademark stuff. Actually, it turns out I'm not supposed to complain about it, especially a person in my position. So, lesson learned. But yeah, it's just God's way of showing me, maybe I didn't put God first, right? I'm putting in this case, I'm putting God's gifts that He gave to me first instead of God. So, just allowing me to, see what's wrong with me. And then once I spot those mistakes, I then go correct them. What programming language do you use? I am doing the Unreal Engine. Oh, that's right. You've actually started only coming here from DLive, so I guess I could fire it up real quick. If I can close the lid on this water bottle. Yeah, I'm using the Unreal Engine. Specifically, I'm using blueprints. I can't imagine having to do what I'm doing in C++ instead of the blueprint code, because this would literally just be impossible for me to figure out how to deal with it. Because not only would I have to fight the problem of syntax errors, right? Because I wouldn't know how to write cast to whatever base character, right? I wouldn't be able to see what the hell I'm doing. So, all right, I'm actually firing up Unreal Engine now, so I'll show you. Oh, because I got most of it to work. I just gotta figure out now how to take an element from each player array, right? And then just assign only that particular player to, change his, change his level and experience. So this is one of the maps. By the way, my game is out on Steam if you want to try it out. I mean, I don't actually promote it that much. I mean, I probably should, even though it's in prototype stages. So right now, I spent pretty much all day trying to figure out how to write this particular code, because I'm trying to like communicate with each other, like other parts of the game. Because, I mean, I don't know what kind of programming languages you know, but I think in C++, if you create a class, right, it's like something.cpp or something, right? So let's just call it, base character.cpp. Well, you might also need to create other classes like, weapon.cpp and, I don't know, fucking armor.cpp, right? The problem is these are all separate CPP files, so you need to be able to like communicate with each other so you can like, manipulate your functions. So I don't want to go through this whole thing, but basically I had to like do a million cats along with a for each loop to basically get because this is a multiplayer game, so there's going to be multiple players coming in and out. So each player is assigned an array element, and I was trying to figure out how to. Let me see. Yeah, I should actually put this over here. Basically, I have to get the player experience, this player's score. I'm still trying to figure this out because I'm not getting the right numbers. I mean, I know I'm on the right track. I just got to keep working this. And this code's actually wrong. I'm actually adding the wrong numbers here, so I'll fix it. Because I was just watching a tutorial and I just did exactly what it said. So obviously I need to change it. This took me a while to figure out. It's like, how do I communicate from BP-based character, which is your player character, to the game state, get an array of the whole thing, and then cast that to a specific player state? It's like, yeah, it's no wonder I have a freaking headache. So this is, I'm just going to do it on the server because I don't want to, whatever. So the UI looks pretty nice. Actually, you can't see it because my stupid camera's. Let me turn this off for a second. So we got the thing up there. Alright. And I finally got this to work, so it looks really cool. And then this part actually is different based on the battlefield class that you have. So it's just like Battlefield, where, you know, so the assault class will summon like a stamina regenerator. The medic drops a medic box. The support guy drops a ammo box. And then I did not change the scout sniper class because right now I don't have personal cloaking enabled, so I'm just gonna leave it as the jetpack. Yeah. This is like this. I just made all this, right? I just bought a bunch of assets and then I just did a bunch of tutorials and I put all this shit together. And then this whole thing is like also a template on the Unreal Marketplace. So it's actually pretty insane what you can do. So here you can see the leveling thing is, you know, going up as the because your score is your experience bar, right? That's your experience. And then when you level up, it plays a sound, but it's actually not doing it correctly, so I gotta fix that, which should be very easy. Right, all I'll do is just switch some variables around. The basic logic's correct, so. But yeah, and right now the leveling system doesn't do anything because, obviously, you know, I'm still working on it. And of course, I have this error too, so I'm sure I'll figure it out. So, access none, trying to read property gameplay widget blueprint reference. Yeah, it's complaining that this, where is it? It's complaining that this thing is a blank for some reason, but it's working. It's calculating all this shit. So, you know, I'll figure it out. So, but yeah, it's very cool, right? And just a little bit of a touch up, and the game looks really nice. So, you know, I just keep working on the game day after day, and, you know, eventually people will see what I see, and it's just going to be like an awesome game, hopefully. So, you know, because eventually, once the player faction base is out, so that's like a few patches, well, I don't want to say several patches out, but within the next few months, I think, right? Your Epic Online services will hopefully be implemented. Your progress will be stored on the cloud, on the Epic Games cloud, so you'll never lose progress. And then you'll have, you know, accumulate items and currency, and use that to upgrade your base. And your player base will be important because it'll affect a lot of things. Skill unlocks, how fast you can level maybe, what certain weapon unlocks during the rounds, etc., etc. So there's a lot of stuff you can do. And then because I kind of need to make money, unfortunately, I'll have to put in microtransactions. So if you're playing on Steam, so every game that you complete, you know, you'll get some items and you can just sell that on the open market, like the Steam marketplace. Did you add all those graphics? Yes. I did not do them myself. I bought the assets and then I just put them together. What's the mission in the game? Right now there is no mission. It's just it's like your old school, like, find a game browser and just jump in and play. Right? Right now it's set to 31 versus 31, so it's basically like Battlefield, because that's what the template author modeled his game after. Yeah, and then you just play. There's Conquest, there's Rush, there's Capture the Flag, Deathmatch, all that good stuff. Eventually, I do want to add a casual version of Escape from Tarkov. Right? I still have to figure out how to make it. There's two problems with it I have to figure out. Like, A is primarily how do I want to run the servers, because one, I could create an instance, which is just like what most games do, or I could have a dedicated server that's always running, respawns loot, and then people just keep coming in and out, in and out, in and out, because that's what the cycle does. Because whatchamacallit, because loot respawns in that game. Hello, Pet Goat. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm definitely liking this new change in the keywords because it clearly is working. So people were actually able, so Google actually did like my content. It's just I wasn't using the right keywords. So, well, let's just hope it keeps going, because Cryptos R Us has, like, you know, like 11 trillion subscribers. So it's like, you know, like, how can I not get like a small fraction of that or anyone else's stuff? But oh shoot, how do I? Oh, I know what to do. I can visit the store page. I think I can type into. I have to update the screenshots, like I said. Oh, hey. Oh, that's nice. Someone actually. I never actually hit the follow button on any of the other games that I play. I'm glad other people do too. So let's see. I think this will work. Yeah, that'll work. So that's a link to the Steam game if anyone's curious. I found you through your Twitter. Oh, okay. Well, that works too. Yeah, I've actually started just, saying when I go live. Because I used to, when I go live, I would go directly to my channel, and then I realized that's actually stupid because you're not actually going to this video, you're going to the channel. So I was like, oh, it's like I just make so many mistakes. So it's like, okay, I gotta fix them all. So, yeah, welcome. Yeah. Because, I do really well financially with this stuff, and I just give the info for free. Because obviously, for what's coming, shit's going bad. So at least if we can get some money off of crypto, then we might stand a fighting chance. I've heard of Trump coin, but I'm just going to assume it's a scam/meme coin. It's obviously not affiliated with Trump in any way. I was actually talking with a friend about you because we were wondering where you went. LOL. Yeah, I've always been here, but the problem is it's like no one ever likes or retweets my stuff, so I kind of just figured people forget about me. Or I'm also shadow banned too permanently, so I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm also trying to stay away from the political stuff because we already had the protest last weekend. I'm just so mentally exhausted. Trump coin is a crypto around 60 cents a pop. Oh, that's good. I mean, I'm personally not going to buy Trump coin, but I already bought enough stuff. I'm just waiting for this pullback to finish, whacking itself off, and then hopefully we can go up. But again, we're going into a weekend this weekend, and next week is Thanksgiving, right? And I think Canada also takes time off during Thanksgiving too. Does Canada celebrate Thanksgiving, which means markets are closed? According to this, they have Thanksgiving on October 10th, 2022. So Canada already had their Thanksgiving. Huh. 2021 was October 11th. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't notice. Alright, so Ryan Mara is getting pounded. What a surprise, because Bitcoin's getting hit pretty hard. Oh yeah, I didn't look at the dollar. Down a little bit. Alright. It's been spiking out of control, so it has to pull back. And then bond yields are also getting bought up too. Yeah. Alright, so that's not too bad. Okay, there's CNBC running cover for themselves. They're really trying to intimidate the Kyle Rittenhouse jury. It's like, how is not everyone arrested right now? Whether it's the journalists or the people outside the court, like clearly interfering with the thing. Alright, so Willy Woo put this out here. Gotta uncover my stupid camera again. So we've got, yeah, so he's basically saying that, well, cryptos are us, and this guy also said, oh yeah, this thing has like, I'm like so fucking shadow banned too. There used to be a metric thing here, but anyway, it's like nothing here. It's like these fucking assholes in fucking Twitter. So anyway, so basically retail investors and institutions especially are buying this dip big time. That's what these blue circles basically translate to. So yeah, people are definitely buying and buying and buying, which works for me. We already went over inflation because now I actually want to measure this, because if people are paranoid about inflation, that might actually make people go into cryptocurrencies. And yeah, not only is shit around my area getting more expensive, as it is everywhere else and probably where you guys live too, the quantity is actually getting smaller and smaller as well. So it's pretty bad. And then we got some, I guess, black lady or a Muslim black lady, harassing Chinese people or Asian people. And then one of the Asian ladies tried to stand up to her, and then she got her ass kicked. And what's funny is no one did anything, including the other Asian men. So also their subway chairs look a little different, so I don't think this was New York City. Supposedly this was Philadelphia, but yeah, I do get nervous now whenever I better not say because fucking YouTube. But when certain types of a certain minority group come near me, I kind of always get a little worried. Like, are they gonna just punch me in the face or in the back of my head, and then I'm dead? Right? I mean, so far nothing's happened and no one's harassed me or anything. But I mean, you never really know. Okay, 94.3. Is this correct? Yeah, so it's still green. That's actually surprising, actually. So, 58,000, right? Yeah, we're gonna actually look at the RSI for all these coins here. Finance coins still down. Yeah, I mean everything's just under a lot of pressure. We're talking massive sell-offs here. Shiba's down. Okay, crypto.com is like the only thing that's doing okay. Yep, that's my coins are doing well there. Decentraland seems to be doing pretty well, even though I don't own it. But I know that they had a bunch of stuff that was real. I forgot what Cryptos R Us said, but I know they're doing fairly well. So if anyone happens to own that. Pancake Swap 1536. So this worthless ass coin has stopped going down so much, I think. Cadena is under pressure. Okay. Let's see. Binamon was doing pretty well too, so 31 cents. Dogline Mars doing all right, surprisingly. Crypto.com, we looked at, and then Gala Games is doing all right too. So it's not all bad, but still under a lot of pressure. All right, let's see. When is this bottom going to be in? Okay. All right, so we already broke the third blue line here, like I tweeted out earlier. So the RSI going down pretty far down here, actually. All right, yeah, yeah. I don't know if this is the bottom, but we're getting pretty close because everything is just going down too much, and the price overall isn't that bad considering how much. Like, look at this, right? Back in October 1st all the way to October 22nd. Look how high the RSI is and the price of Bitcoin, right? And compare that to how far down it's dropping relative to the price. This is an extremely good sign, right? You know, remember what I used to always say, which is still true. Higher highs, higher lows. This is exactly what we're seeing here. Obviously, I want this to hurry up and, you know, make me all the Robert De Niro's, you know? All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, so safe to it, Binance coin. Third blue line broken. It's these triple blue lines you see here. But RSI is still a little high up there, which makes sense because Binance was just going straight to the moon. So, hey, body bag. Well, it seems like everyone's here today, so that's good. Because yesterday there was like hardly anyone here. It's like just talking to myself here, you know. I mean, low roller, and I forgot the other person that was here. But that was just basically, oh, actually, I think it was Flynn, actually. So, all right. I still have my little headache from coding all day, but I think I'm feeling a little better. Well, actually, I am feeling better, but I'm still like, I don't know what you want to call it. All right. I mean, there's probably no point looking up Pancake Swap, but this coin just wants to keep going down. So, I mean, this thing is way oversold. Not the most oversold, but it's definitely getting there. You know, DeFi income is getting hit pretty hard. All right, Shiba should also be getting ready to pop off too. Yeah, okay, good. Because it was hitting the third blue line, but it wasn't reaching zero on the RSI, but it's getting pretty close, so that's good. So Shiba should be almost done. Dogline Mars really wants to go up. Yeah, this is fine. I'll have to zoom in a bit because this is still pretty new. Yeah, this is fine. The RSI is still too strong, but the price resistance is still really good on Dogline Mars. So yeah, I'm very happy about that. So all right. So whenever everything turns around, everything should be going up too. Let's just let's see, baby dog. Because I actually bought this back on Hotbit just like 40, 50 bucks or 30 bucks. Because it is a pretty good idea. I guess I want the Tether version because it's a pretty good idea where it's hyper deflationary, right? Every time you buy or sell or trade it, a lot of it gets burned, specifically 5 or 6% because there's a 12% slippage fee. So, I should have gone in the bathroom before I started. So, But yeah, all right, yeah, this looks pretty good too. RSI tanking. The price is actually not resisting to it. We had this nice little red candle and went all the way straight down past the third blue line before spiking back upwards. That's actually very nice because it just shakes everything out. All right, so the good news is, shit, that really hurt. Must be Satan. All right, so the really good news is this bottom should be almost over. Now, if it keeps going down, which is I guess technically fine, that basically means that the next leg up is going to be so like explosively high that no one's going to believe it. Everyone's just going to be like, "What the hell is this?" Like Bitcoin was at 30K, and then now all of a sudden it's 90,000. I effing hate this. It's like it's like I would always say, right? Like which I stole from Steve Ballmer. You gotta learn to ride the bear, right? You gotta ride the bear. The bear wants to thrash you around and throw you around and throw you off, but you gotta just hang on, Don't get too crazy, hang on, and then eventually, you'll make it, right? Because that's how Microsoft did it, right? That's really how anybody makes it, right? I stuck it out making this game, still sticking it out, and it's coming out really, really nice. So, despite all the difficulties. Where was I? All right. I guess one more coin we'll look at is actually not Gala, CRO. Yeah, that's not going to work. Crypto.com. I wonder. Okay, so it's Crow. Yeah, oh my god, that's just going to be annoying. All right, let's just try this. Yeah, when this thing pulls back, it's going to pull back so freaking hard. So there's nothing you can do about it. And it's also legit too. Like they're a legit project and they're pouring a lot of money in marketing into CRO. So let's see. Yeah, right now it's number 16. So all right, let's just hope it pops off so much that when it pulls back, it'll still be worth a lot more. Bitcoin falls to one now. Avalanche soars new highs after adoption, whatever that's called. What's the price of Avalanche? It's still doing okay. I mean, overall market pressure is still present. So, Bank of Russia plans to take fees for central bank coin transactions report. There's a Russia coin out already? What? Actually, I have too many windows open, so I think I'm going to close CRO and Gala again, because I know those coins will do very well. It's these two clowns I need to keep an eye on. Bank of Russia views it as a responsible alternative. Bitcoin wants to take fees from. Oh, okay. Yeah, they should make Russia coin. Russia State Hermitage reaches 440K via buys an NFT auction. Connecting an account, but they are very unstable. Well, Putin is right about that. I mean, crypto is naturally unstable. That's where you get all the money from. Right? You took a 90% hit. Well, guess what? You're going to get like a 10,000% positive hit. Right? Up a lot, down a lot, man. That's just how it rolls. How else do you think I took $500 on November 16th, 2016 and turned it into $254,000 by the end of 2017 when the whole thing came crashing down, right? Like, if you go to my really old videos from my old YouTube channel, which is still there, you'll see that at one point in 1 week I was making like 18 grand and $25,000 off of selling 808 coin on Cryptopia, right? The New Zealand exchange before they got hacked. Just making money hand over fist, right? And I'm trying to do the same thing now. And I can say that now because I don't actually have 254 grand anymore. Most of that, I shouldn't say most of that money is gone. It's just that my bank account's depleted. But I do have other assets that throws me, passive income each day, thanks to DeFi specifically. All right, so I don't know. I kind of want to make sure that we have these nice little bright thumbnails for the YouTube thumbnail. All right, what do we got here? I also forgot to. I do want to see what Willy Woo has to say, and then I think I'll call it. Because I see the chat has slowed down a bit, and I don't see any more questions, so I'm going to take the opportunity to just end it early, right? Because the last video stream of the week, unless I decide to stream myself playing Bannerlord or something. Yeah, I don't see anything new here. Because everyone's giving Plan B a lot of shit, but he doesn't really seem to care, which makes sense. Yeah, he's got nothing new here. Told. It's an ad. I retweeted that. I got the inflation idea from him. The holder kind. Actually, I don't think I'm banned here. Yes, I am. Yeah. I fucking hate Twitter so much. The holder kind of buyers are stepping in very much a buy the dip scenario. This was from yesterday. Dollar for dollar buying a future ETF expresses less demand for Bitcoin when compared. What? Dollar for dollar buying a futures ETF expresses less demand for Bitcoin when compared to buying spot. If an investor buys $100 of an ETF, approximately $80 translates to spot buy and hold pressure in the first year, then $64 by the second, $51 by the third. The regardless of anything current, they're able to become using futures. This is actually a pretty good question. I don't know. Where does the other $20 go? I mean, I guess the other $20 goes to fees. That's a pretty big premium, 20%. I'll read your comment in just a sec. I gotta read this. This is because the ETF increases contango on the CME futures price rises versus spot. The arbitrage trade extracts yield buying spot Bitcoin selling the futures, collecting a 20% APY premium approximately. Effectively, arbitrage traders hold Bitcoin for ETF investors via a 20% APY yield incentive. Oh my god, I really don't want to be reading complicated shit. My headache's gonna get worse. Ultimately, this has liquidity, derivatives, markets versus spot. If this ratio gets too large, the price of Bitcoin could be more subject to manipulation on derivative markets, also potentially more volatility in price. Yeah, that's what they did to gold and silver. When it gets too large. Okay. Oof, that's gonna be rough. However, it's a lot easier for everyone to use crypto than gold and silver. So, with that being said, you'll have constant use and constant buying, in addition to constant selling. So it'll just be a lot harder to manipulate. Because with gold and silver, nobody really buys or sells it in everyday use, right? Everything I bought, you and I that have bought in like the past year. When did you use it? When did you use gold and silver to buy food or pay your bills or whatever? You didn't, but you can do that with crypto eventually. But nonetheless, that is kind of a problem, right? But I mean, we'll have to worry. I mean, we can't do anything about manipulation just yet. Crashing 4% in minutes is nothing. We couldn't do that every day. NQ resilience never allowed in real life. Fake stability is never free. Blah blah. Turkey on verge of a currency collapse as lira implodes, crashes 4% in blah blah blah. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty big deal for. Wow. Huh. Yeah, the ETF market is mirroring the spot market. What's happening with Rittenhouse trial? I don't know. I actually specifically tried not to look into it because my head is. I'm just trying to I just want to try to get away from stuff that might make me angry or give me or further my headache. But I'm pretty sure it's nothing. Yeah. See, what's happening is they're intimidating both the judge and the jury, so that's why this isn't getting resolved. So, and that's obviously their intention. So I'm not even gonna bother with it because it's clearly obvious that they're gonna declare a mistrial. Because the jury knows that Kyle is innocent, but they're like two jurors, according to Jack Posobiec, I said they're afraid of retaliation on themselves, their families, their children, right, and their jobs and their names, etc. Because you have Black Lives Matter and like a bunch of other assholes, far left shit libs, harassing everyone outside the courthouse, like physically harassing them, trying to get cameras in there to attract people and all that stuff. If I were in charge, I would have everyone arrested outside, right, and then I would just I would have you in jail for like a year. All right, and if you were a journalist, I'd probably, put you in jail for 2 years, Because the Democrats aren't playing around, right? They're getting rid of Paul Gosar, right? They already put Steve Bannon basically in jail. They're trying to bankrupt Alex Jones. So I think they're going to I don't know if they're gonna arrest Alex Jones just yet. I guess they're gonna try and see how the whole Sandy Hook lawsuit thing, you know, pans out. And then Ali Akbar was smart enough to comply with the subpoena, so they can't arrest Ali Akbar just yet. So it's getting pretty bad. It's getting pretty bad. But don't worry, Jack Posobiec and Mike Cernovich and all the populist think right-wing people who threw Trump under the bus, and I have my criticisms of Trump, or so they're on the case by just complaining about the problem but not actually fucking doing anything about it. So what are you gonna do, right? What are you gonna do? I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. I haven't done this in a while. So alright, so I think that's that. So money-wise, we should be looking pretty good. We'll just have to just endure this a little while longer. Oh man, I actually probably shouldn't because this is actually copyrighted. So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean tomorrow's Friday. I'm not streaming, so yeah. So let's see what happens going into the weekend. Crypto usually goes down, but over the summer weekends was when crypto kept going up. So I mean, again, it's solely dependent on what the market manipulators want to do, what the whales want to do. And right now, it looks like people are just dumping and the whales are buying. So whenever that gets done, it'll get done because, as we already seen here, the selling pressure it's starting to like really tank everything. So why did Bannon do it on purpose? Well, I guess Bannon didn't think anything would happen to him because nothing happened to anyone else. But obviously, Bannon is retarded. Right? Remember, this is the same guy that said we're going to get 50% of the black vote next year. I mean, I don't put much faith in his intelligence. So, okay, well now he gets what he deserves. Now he's rotting in jail because he surrendered. Let me actually see. Is there like an update on Steve Bannon's thing? Because I just know that the article said he surrendered to court. Steve Bannon pleads not guilty. Trump ally Bannon talks tough after court appearance. Okay. Contempt case. Here's what we know so far. A rule of law. That's funny. Like, look at these fucking fake news terrorists, saying this is a victory for the rule of law. No, it's not. It's the fucking Democrats putting everyone in jail. See, the Democrats are smart, right? They realize that people like Trump are actually going to put them all in jail, so now they're preemptively putting us in jail, and everyone else. And it's just so annoying. It's just so annoying that very few people see this. Right? It's just like what Andre Wang said from the Daily Wire. Right? Your populist think, your Jack Posobics, your Cernoviches will continue complaining and grifting and distracting people while all their readers get placed in jail and suppressed and whatever. And then meanwhile, they'll have enough money to flee the country. So, yeah. Get arrested, he wanted that, right? I'm pretty sure Steve Bannon did not want that. And if Steve Bannon did want to get arrested, he's an even bigger idiot than I thought. Follow signal, not the noise. Oh, you're probably referring to the Q stuff, but I think at this point Q's no longer going to do anything. It's more of an asset to the globalists now, because the QAnon shaman, he's been sentenced to 41 years in not 41 years, 41 months in prison. So, I mean, that's it for me. I mean, it's been over for me for a while, but that's definitely like Trump's no longer in charge, and he hasn't been in a while, so. That's what he said going in. Seriously, Steve Bannon was actually dumb enough to say that? Jeez. Well, maybe he knows something that we don't, but I kind of doubt it. I think he's just dumb. So, but I could be wrong. Because shit's getting a lot worse. Nothing's improving, and the Democrats have complete control over fucking everything, right, from top to bottom. And of course, we now have kangaroo courts too. I mean, Kyle Rittenhouse is a clear example of that. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. But, yeah, like, But I don't know why they're so passive, and that's kind of like the problem. Jesse Lee Peterson also does not believe in Q either, so he's made that clear. I mean, a lot of people don't now. So, vax pass in Sweden soon. There's a vaccine passport in Sweden, but they didn't do any of that stuff though. Let me see, because they don't require anything in Sweden. Oh, okay. Yeah, Sweden itself is not doing vaccine passports. They're just recognizing vaccine passports from outside of Sweden. They themselves aren't doing that, which is ironic because they're not a Christian country and they're already like smarter than like us or anywhere else in the world. What a mess. Slovenia, you need to refuel cars. Jeez. Melania Trump's from Slovenia. I really thought that Slovenia would be like, a right-wing country, but apparently not. That's too bad. That's too bad. Alright. So I still have a little bit of a headache, but I think I'm feeling a little better. Let's see. I still want to do more with crypto, but I mean, I really don't have much else. I don't know. Who else do we have here? Actually, when I took the screenshot, yeah, I didn't have the leveling thing here. I did have everything else. Michael Saylor. No, Cryptos R Us doesn't really do too much. Yeah, we could try that. Bitcoin will benefit from these regulatory developments. Yeah, I completely disagree with Michael Saylor on this one. Alright, this is from freaking Barons. Democrats for fun in or setting outside crypto. Later, case abroad, Garo, the particular arguing that we're going to become right from beneficial fraud and stable coin token that actually detail the broad financial system. Okay, issuers will have to do kind of an act on have to act on it. Since Binance is already working on rules to oversee the tokens, regulate the industry. Okay, blah blah blah. Yeah, Democrats are always trying to fuck everything up. I mean, these stupid. See, now that they've censored Paul Gosar and removed him from all his committee posts, Republicans Republicans will no longer be needed as a controlled opposition now. So, history repeats that the men who can manage the what? Okay, that's fine. Enjoy the ride. He who wishes to be rich in a day will be hanged in a year. That is a pretty funny quote. You do not sell the family Bitcoin. Nope, not yet anyway. If we wish to build something that will be worth $1 for a cent, we need to build it with solid materials and for steel and stone, lost time other assets around there will be no New York, London, or Paris if you have money to decrease like wood. Yeah, that is true. The purchasing power of your dollar goes down by at least 1% a month according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So, that's compounding 12 times a year. Okay, don't care. I don't know. I'm not gonna like that. I'm so fucking opposed to that. Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? Okay, I can't read that. No, I just don't feel like it. But it is from Sweden, so. Vaccine certificates will be introduced on December 1st at indoor events in Sweden. Oh, okay, I guess they will be doing that after all. Interesting. So I guess if you don't have a vaccine passport, they don't let you in. Well, maybe I was wrong about Sweden then. Well, that means Forson's gonna have to get the vaccine then, because he lives in Sweden. Oh boy, I wonder how much worse this is gonna get. Oh well. Alright, I am going to be done for the week. Thank you everyone for popping in and giving me some company while my headache works itself out. I'm definitely going to enjoy the rest of my day because I need to play Mutton Blade Bannerlord. now that I've actually seen how Moon plays it, it's like, oh wow, he has a much more effective way of doing it. And yeah, you can do mass archers and mass cavalry for the remaining army and just kill everything. So, and plus having a giant two-handed axe is actually the best weapon. It's like, it's so much more fun. All right, well, I better close out of Unreal because this thing's just gonna hurt my brain even more. So thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you all for Bitcoin Cloud World on Monday. And I gotta figure out what I'm gonna write for the title of this YouTube because, yeah, I don't know. I'll think of something. All right. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your day or night and your weekend. I will. Yeah, I already said that. So thanks for watching, everyone. See you Monday. Thanks. Thank you. Have a nice weekend. You too, Flynn. Thanks for being here.